Yo, Elliot! Hey, what's up guys? A lot of you have been asking me what type of stretching routine I use. So you know I'm a fan of static stretching. You also know that I'm a fan of stretching the extra-respiratory muscles. And I also often talk about grounding. So there is different variations of a stretching routine that I use probably several times a day. My buddies are at the gym, they see me laying over the bioenergetic stool, doing bows, stretching and foam rolling my feet. But I'm going to share one with you here, which is really the foundation sequence that I follow in order to stretch my body so that I can charge through stretching the extra-respiratory muscles and deep breathing, breathing into your balls, and also grounding the body. Your legs act as energetic, physical, obviously, and energetic root system of the body. So as much as you might charge the upper body through deep breathing, breathing into your balls, if your legs are stiff, tight, and weak, and have severe riddled with muscle imbalances, then you are not going to have the grounded, calm, strong, tender, aggressive energy that I often talk about. So you want to use this both in concert with one another. The very first one is one that you've seen me do before, and I typically start where I have the deepest of my muscle imbalances, which is within my hips. This is the first of the 3 bow exercises that you're going to use for your upper body. I have a big ass, so I like to take my palms, put them right on my glutes, pinch my shoulders together, bring my feet about shoulder width, lock my knees, see that there? And then lean back. The locking of the knees keeps the hips from rotating. So tightening the quads, try to keep the glutes loose, so these muscles are loose, and then lean back. Also, what I'm doing when I do this particular movement is I try to keep my jaw slack, or I forcefully keep it open. When I'm breathing, there is a huge emphasis on the out breath. When I breathe in, I want to feel that stretch in my belly, so I feel way down in my balls, right across where you would see the ASIS on both sides. I feel a good stretch in there when I breathe this way, but more importantly, through the inhalation, but more importantly, when I exhale, I'm trying to let out as long as I possibly can. So just watch that one more time, and I'm using this through all 3 stages of the bow exercise. By keeping the mouth open, it allows the air to leak out that much easier. And you'll also notice as you're doing this, the deeper you move into the out breath, the more the muscles start releasing and letting go. They're synonymous with one another. You can't keep tension in the muscle unless you're holding your breath. So you've got to let go. There's a lot of letting go associated with stretching. A lot of you guys that are really rigid and tight in multiple areas of your body, think about where you're not willing to let go, right? Metaphorically and physically, okay? The next stage from there, I like to take it up a little bit higher. Take my hands, put behind my head, and it looks very similar. So with this, you're noticing that I'm vibrating a little bit more. There tends to be more tension in my chest, at least at this particular time. A little bit more tension in my chest. Focusing on the out breath. And also, what I'm doing in my lower body with my legs is a bit different. My knees are a little softer because I don't want to hyperextend at my low back. So I want my hips to actually tuck under slightly. That'll happen just by not tightening the knees too tight, or tightening the quads too much. stretching all the tender muscles associated with deep breathing in the front. And also you'll notice that my pec minor, the muscles associated with strong posture, are also being stretched. This one, third of the three bow charging exercises, is the harshest of the three. And I would invite everyone to do it. If you progress, I've been doing this for over a year, well over a year in fact. If you progress your way up to this one, great, but don't force it right away. What you want to do is extend your fingers and open your hands as wide as possible. You're going to slightly bend your knees, and the reason why now you're slightly bending your knees is because you don't want to you really don't want to hyperextend too much at the lumbar spine. You want most of the extension to happen in the mid and upper back. Extended hands over the head, and I don't even attempt to inhale as I'm doing it. You begin with the exhale. So here's how you ease or let go into the full bow. So that's bringing up all types of charge type energy. You notice it by the amount of vibration that's happening in your body. If you feel that vibration, go with it. It's going to be scary at first, but yield into the vibration. That is the release of the trapped up emotional, psychological, which becomes physical, psychosomatic energy in your body that is being held back by your restricted respiratory wave. It's very important to get used to letting go into the vibratory aspect of your body. Someone who's vibrant, have you ever heard that term? We like to throw words around and we don't consider their roots. A person who's vibrant, the root being vibrate, is someone who's got a strong vibratory charge. This is how you release that charge. This is how you become more vibrant. So, with the extra charge, with the opened respiratory wave, we also want to ground our energy. I already feel ungrounded in a way. So I forgot this step, but in between each one of those three, I like to just kind of hang. Just kind of just undo the extension that was associated with the bow. So in between each of those three, I'll do this, or at the end, I'll do this. But then I go into a squat, kneel, cross-leg routine. The very first being the squat. And with the squat, what my main focus here is, as interesting as it may sound, everyone's different, but as interesting as it may sound for me, it's mostly an extension at the feet. What I'm wanting to have happen here is a stretching of my ankles. I've got tight ankles, tight feet. I tend to foam roll my feet also in between these. You don't have to. But I'll rock back and forth. Try to open up my toes. I'll try to really spread my toes. I have really cramped toes. I'll also get down and I'll do a single squat, single leg squat on each one. Again, emphasis on the lower leg, the knees down into the ankles. Some people are gonna feel it differently. You know, some people have got tighter hips, low back, adductors. You know, wherever it is that you feel it's fine. Me, my emphasis is on my feet. After a little bit of that, a little bit of squatting, open and narrow. Spend a little time down here. I then point the toes, so what do you call that? Plantar flexion. And then what I want to do is I sit on my ankles. So I'll just do this here for you. I sit on my feet. Right, and I want to work into, at first a lot of times, especially depending on how much I'm training, a lot of times I'll be up here and I can't even sit on it. I have to really ease into it. My quads, my knees, and my feet are way too tight. And over time I'll just slowly ease back, stretching the front part. Notice that most of the stretch, all the stretches we've just done are in the sagittal plane. Right? All associated with tenderness and aggression, or opening up the respiratory pathway while strengthening the long muscles of the back. At times I'll also include frontal and transverse plane stretches. If you've watched my bioenergetic warm-up routine video, in that you'll see a lot of transverse and frontal plane stretches. But this here is just a general routine to keep me healthy and grounded throughout the day. It's not necessarily something that you need to do before your workout, but it's something you include as a part of your daily maintenance program. You know, we work out, we brush our teeth. Stretching and breathing is should be a part of your daily maintenance program. So from here, you know, once I've gotten to the point where I can lean back, sometimes depending on how much I've been stretching, I'll go all the way back. I'll go to where I can get down on my elbows. That ain't gonna happen today. I also then include some cross-leg sitting. Now this might seem to you or some people as a very easy and simple thing to do, especially while keeping thoracic extension. To me, it's not easy. I've got really tight legs, big, strong muscles that are bulky, and this is difficult for me to do. So I'll sit here for a little while, trying to really force my chest up. I know some of you guys is gonna be like, you can't even get close to this. And I invite you to work your way into this. This should be a standard for you. Doing these stretches should be something that you aspire to and work up to and then maintain for some time. Whoa, I'll do the opposite side. It ain't easy. From here, depending on how much I've been doing it, you know, if I've been regular with this or if I've been going to yoga a lot, I'll go to yoga classes and sporadically. I'll also include some stretches from this position that look like this. Leaning over, stretching to the sides. I'll just do a number of different things. External rotation of the upper arms associated with thoracic extension, so I'll do stuff that looks like this. Trying to point my elbows back while maintaining a good seated position. Hands over the head. And you can see how challenging that could be. So that's it. This is I guess this is a video that's been in a long time coming, but I've got a lot of energy today, so I figured I'd do it. Stretching is one of these areas where there's a lot of dogma and there's a lot of so-called science, and people have got all their rules and regulations about when and when not to do it and why it's good and why it's bad. Look, some of these exercises that I just showed you are ancient. The Taoist masters of the East would often do the bow as a part of their Qigong. Those seated positions on the knees and in the cross-leg position, I learned from yoga. They're thousands of years old. Human beings have been doing them forever. They support you in becoming a stronger version of yourself. Please add them to your routine, try them out, build up your capacity to do something before taking someone else's dogma, ideas, and conditioning as your own, even mine. Don't take everything I say for gospel. Try it out and see how it works for you. Good luck. Yo, Elliot.